Hello, welcome back to my messy bathroom. So this is a video that I've actually been wanting to do for about 3 years now. But you know, real life has come and gotten in the way a lot. Plus, I've gotten quite popular on TikTok. It's the only social media I've been popular on for doing cosplay and what I like to call interactive story creation with Vampire Jack Townsend's group, The Degenerates. And so I really didn't want to do anything that would drastically change the color of my hair because of the fact my head is too big for off-the-rack wigs and I can't afford to buy custom-made wigs. You know, it's just too big. So that's why, like, even when I'm doing my gender-bent Eli LaBeouf from Disney's Princess and the Frog, still a blonde because I can't get a red wig that would fit on my head. But, like I said, this is something I've been wanting to do for years because some of you might have come across a term from old movies, old books that you younger folks might not understand. And that is the term blue-haired old lady. And basically, this video is going to be discussing and kind of showing the origin of that. Now, if you have a pet, especially a dog, and you've ever walked down the shampoo aisle, you'll see bottles of blue shampoo with pictures of white dogs on it. That's a whitening shampoo for dogs. When your hair is very light, whether you dye it blonde like I do, or you are going gray or what have you, your hair becomes more porous and more inclined to absorb pollution in the air. And this was especially more true back when more people smoked. You know, so if you had gray hair, if you had white hair, if you had blonde hair, your hair could get a dingy, yellowy, polluted cast to it just from being around people that smoke, or you smoke, or, you know, I haven't heard a smog alert in years. They used to happen all the time when I was a kid in the 80s, you know, Los Angeles was just having a smog alert. So, but things like that would make your hair dingy. And if you've ever seen those hair bleaching videos, you know that they'll go in with purple shampoo to tone it. Well, before there was all these shampoos and stuff, there was bluing. And this still exists, obviously. And it's just basically a rinse to make white things look whiter. So if you're washing your whites, you can use this instead of bleach to make them look whiter. And people use this on their hair and on their pets, you know, and it's just like basically using a purple shampoo. You use this as a rinse. It gives your hair a light blue tinge. And if you do it right, it's not too blue. So that's basically what I want to end up doing for you today. But there's also something that I just really need to address. So one of my videos a long time ago ended up on a hair compilation site. And I had a lot of people sending me hate about my hair, saying, stop bleaching it, stop bleaching it. And I kept saying to them, I don't use bleach on my hair. I don't use bleach. There is no bleach here. This is what I use. Now, I'm not saying that there might not be a little bit of bleach in it, but this is not those big jars of 40 weight that you see in those Brad Mondo React videos. I use this. This is what I use. Does this say bleach on it? Does this say 40 weight? Is this a big bucket? This is not bleach. You know, maybe it's the late diagnosed autism, but it really bothered me that people were accusing me of bleaching my hair. And I recently over on Instagram, I finally had to turn the comments off, telling me, you know, that I needed to color my hair darker. Dark hair does not look good with my skin tones. I have experimented with multiple colors through the years. I actually used to use 2 or 3 different shades of blonde. I used to use like a champagne blonde near my roots, and then a slightly lighter blonde, and just try to get that, like, it grows out a little bit dark, but then gets sun-streaked. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. This is the best color for my skin tone, especially with my rosacea. It's the ultralight sun blonde. And it's just easier to do this. I'm not going to put you guys through the whole process of watching me put it on my hair. But I put this on, leave it on for about 20 to 30 minutes, jump into the shower, shampoo, and then put my hair in curlers, which for some reason over on Instagram people were really mad about. I know it's the internet, but God, people, it's my hair, and I like it curly and I like it blonde. So that's something I really needed to clear up because it's been really, really bothering me that this is what I use. So it's root touch-up day. My hair is greasy, which is a good time to do this. I need to wash it anyway. I'm going to touch up my roots. I'm going to get a shower. I'm going to get dressed again. And then I'll try. It's going to be really difficult doing this because I have to do this all on my own. We're going to do the blue rinse. So, color's in. It's going to be 20, 30 minutes before I get into the shower. And it's going to be a full shower. You're not going to see me washing my hair because I'm going to be washing my entire body. Anytime I do something like this, it is always a full bath, a full shower. Everything clean from head to toe. Head, face, back, everything. So that's not going to be shown. The next thing you're going to see is me back in this robe trying to do the rinse, which that's going to be fun to record. And you consider the fact that obviously I'm doing this all by myself. You might see some missed spots. Again, doing this all by myself. I do have osteoarthritis in both of my shoulders. I've worked in the public library system for almost 25 years, and the repetitive motion of shelving books has worn away the cartilage. So I have limited mobility in my shoulders. I mean, I am wearing a brace right now to relieve the pain I'm constantly in. So doing this by myself, it's not easy. But that is the beauty of putting your hair in old-fashioned curls. As long as you've gotten the perimeter of your head and you've gotten as close to your scalp as possible, if you put it in old-fashioned curls and brush it out and the dark spots are closer to your scalp, they blend in really well, and unless people are looking for them, they usually don't see them. So, and yes, I do my eyebrows too. That is something that people got mad at me on Instagram about. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but they're like, you need to dye your eyebrows darker. You need to dye your eyebrows darker. But I don't want my eyebrows darker. I want my eyebrows to match the hair on my head because that makes me happy. Okay? I don't care that it makes you mad. It makes me happy. And my personal happiness is more important than what you think. Okay. All right. So obviously out of the shower, clean from head to toe. I did not realize until I went back to edit the stuff I had already filmed how much filthier this robe looks, especially in this area, than it does in real life. It's my ratty robe. It's my robe for things that I need to do before I get a bath that are very, very messy, such as cleaning the bathrooms or coloring my hair, or one of my hobbies is rock tumbling. So every Monday I go out into the backyard to work with my rock tumblers, and in warmer weather I wear this or another ratty robe that I have, and it gets all covered in grime and grit and polish and all that jazz. Then I hose myself off, I come into the garage, I put this into the laundry and put on a clean robe that's already waiting for me. So the only reason why I put this back on, because normally I would be in a clean robe by now, is simply because I'm going to be doing the hair rinse. Now if I may go off on a tangent here, because this is something that is driving me crazy with popular beauty content online, and that is how wasteful I see people being. Now I was born in 1976, so I'm Generation X, and I grew up with things like the smog alerts for Los Angeles and the commercial of the crying indigenous person who actually turned out to be an Italian actor. He's not indigenous at all. He's from Italy. The give a hoot, don't pollute commercials. My 6th grade teacher used to say that the earth was getting colder due to global cooling. Yes, we were brought up with global cooling. and that we were all going to die in the coming ice age, but first we were going to lose all our jobs to robots because of Ronald Reagan. You know, so when I see all these morning shed videos and everything shower videos and people using 20 or 30 products on just their face alone, it makes me want to cry, because you're putting so much waste into the ecosystem. And yes, we can't always avoid one-use plastics, but you don't need a chin strap, and you don't need mouth tape, and you don't need those eye patches. You don't need any of that stuff, okay? And most of that stuff doesn't work anyway. Please, please, please stop. You know, if you want to wear a black shirt for your hair bleaching video, don't wear a brand new one. Go out to a thrift store, find one that is already ratty, and wear that for your hair bleaching video. You know, stop being so wasteful. All right? Now we're going to get to the hair rinse part. I've already got one mixed up. And yes, we reuse stuff in my house. This is usually filled with either Epsom salts or baking soda, but I cleaned it out just for this. I got this one a little too dark. You're supposed to put enough in there to make it sky blue. But I got a little crazy. See if I can get the right amount in here. Where's the lid? Where's the lid? Get the lid, get the lid, get the lid. And of course it's gonna leak, but that's okay, this is the bathroom. So that's really more the color blue. So this one will do the front of my head. That one I will do the back of my head. And we will be back as soon as I get this ring light position just right. So this is gonna be fun and painful. I hope you people will appreciate what I'm doing for you. Oop, I knocked the ring light. But there's not gonna be any restarting. We'll do the front first, and then we'll try to switch to the back. Oh, God. Okay. To all the deities out there, help. Oh, my God. It's probably not the way to be doing it. But we're doing this by ourselves. We're doing this by ourselves. We're doing the best we can. We're doing it by ourselves. Okay, there, it's been rinsed from the front with the lighter color blue. Oh, I don't even know if I'm doing this right, because they didn't have full instructions online. They just said 2 or 3 drops in so much water until the water is sky blue, and then rinse your hair. I wish I could afford shoulder replacement surgery. I would be in so much less pain right now. That's what I need. I need shoulder replacement surgery. At this point, physical therapy won't help. I can't afford the $10,000 for stem cell. I need shoulder replacement surgery, but I don't have the money. I don't have any money. You know what? How much money I ever make on TikTok? I make about $5 every 3 months. I put a lot of time and effort and thought into my work. And you have people out there who make content where all they're doing is making fun of their kids. And they're breaking it in hand over fist by bullying their kids online. And meanwhile, those of us who actually put time and effort get squat. This is where we find out how many spots I actually missed at the back of my head. Okay, I'm going to have to detangle again, obviously. Oh, that was fun. Not. Hi. All right, so after this, obviously, I'm going to be changing into a clean robe. This one will go into the laundry. I will be curling my hair and sitting under the hairdryer. I am not going to do the whole curling thing. If you want to see me in curlers, I do have an everything shower video where I showed myself in curlers. I like the way curlers make my hair look. I don't care what other people think. I know that there are people who think I should do more modern styles. I don't care. It's my hair. It's my hair, and I'm going to do with my hair what makes me happy, okay? You know, the only reason I would ever, change it up is if I got hired for a movie or a play or something where I had to do something different with it. But for my everyday hair, it's going to be what makes me happy, not anybody else. And I've said this before, if you want to see me use more expensive products than what I use, you buy them for me. I use what I can afford. I use Pantene. I use Johnson & Johnson's No More Tangles because that's what I can afford. If you want me to use the salon quality products, you have to buy them for me. Personally, I've never seen a difference between salon quality and drugstore quality, despite what people say. And I need a new ring light more than I need hair care products anyway. So, like I said, if you want to see it in curlers, go watch the Everything Shower video. And then I will see you again once my hair is set, dried, and I have actual clothing on. Told you the next time I'd be wearing clothes. I clean up pretty well for a fat chick, don't I? Actually, I don't wear things like this in public. This is a character outfit. An original character that I created for TikTok for the Star Trek universe. Her name is Jessica Dahl, and she's a civilian. Because everybody seems to want to play Starfleet officers or Klingon officers or what have you. And not everybody joins Starfleet, people. Okay? There are civilians in Star Trek. So, anyway, we're here about the hair. Now, I do have a request for you folks that are watching this. If you know of any hairstylists, beauty gurus, what have you, that do reaction videos to this kind of content, please ask them to react to this. Not to promote my YouTube channel, because guess what? My YouTube channel is not monetized. I get $0 from YouTube, all right? It's because I just really want to see their reactions. Plus, I am hoping somebody who is like an expert in vintage hair will see this and get inspired to do a proper bluing rinse video, right? Because obviously I didn't really do it the proper way. A helicopter would go by right about now. I hate living here. Anyway, so let's just do the hair tour, all right? So here's the front of the hair. I don't see any blue tint, but again, it's not really the point to have the blue tint. It's like the purple toning shampoo. It's about toning your hair and making sure that it doesn't absorb pollutions and get brassy, yellow, nasty, okay? So that's the front. Here's the back. Here's where we find out how many spots I missed when I colored my roots. Here's me doing this for no reason. And yeah, so again, this is basically just to explain where the term blue-haired old ladies came from. It's not to say that there wasn't other color rinses, because I knew an old lady when I was a child in the 80s who would do a pink rinse on her hair. And she would come out looking like a pink and white cotton ball. But she was adorable, and she was a very lovely person. And pink was her favorite color. It made her happy. It was her hair, Okay, just like this is my hair. And I really hope you enjoy this adventure in trying to make myself into a blue-haired old lady. And now I got to film a TikTok. There goes the garage door. Dad's home with the pizza. Bye!